Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Nadia, this is Nadia Now, and right now we're going to talk about university. What comes up for you when I say university? Is it debt? Is it partying? Or is it the best years of your life? Well, for me, a little bit of everything. No, I'm just kidding. I just thought it would be fun to go through my years, reminisce a little bit, and to kind of celebrate myself for getting through it. I hope that you can resonate with this, or you find some value out of this video, or it's just entertaining for you. Whatever it may be, let's get on with the video. So fall of 2019, little Nadinka started university. She took Intro to Psychology, Intro to Sociology, Writing for Academic Success, and Communities and Societies. I would say that the highlight of this semester for me would be the Gen Ed course, Writing for Academic Success. My professor was a journalist who showed us footage of his travels and wanted us to put our voices into our work. And it really inspired me and motivated me and made me believe that I could achieve anything I set my mind to. A common theme you'll notice is that the professor that you get has a huge influence on your experience. So even if you get someone that you don't really get along with, there's a lesson within that. It takes a while to be able to kind of stand up for yourself or ask questions, at least for me. But when I started doing that, I had a much better time. My lowlight was the other Gen Ed course, Communities and Societies. I did not look into who was teaching the course. I didn't feel passionate about it. Gen Ed courses, for anyone who doesn't know, are courses that are mandatory, and they allow you to kind of broaden your horizons and not just take courses that are within your field, but they can also kind of be underwhelming. Anyways, on to winter 2020, Nadinka took Science and Math Literacy, which was, if you've ever done logic, then you know there is no logic involved. Makes no sense. Aesthetic Experience and Ideas, which I don't even remember, so that tells you all you need to know. And my second Intro to Psychology course. In my first year, I really did not get enough information to know whether or not psychology was going to be my passion long term and I was going to pursue it. But outside of school, I worked a lot and volunteered a lot, and that was where I got little bits of confirmation that this is the field that I want to go into. So if you are lost, confused, uncertain, as most of us are all the time, even past university, I would recommend trying to get hands-on experience outside of school or network. LinkedIn is great, especially when you're in university. Connecting with my professors has given me a lot of opportunities and honestly lifelong friends. It's that thing where they're your professor, but then when you're out of university, they can become your friend, and it's really nice. Moving on to my second year, fall 2020, I took Geography, Abnormal Psychology, Statistics, and Art History, Renaissance to Present Day. I would say the highlight for me in this year was Abnormal Psychology, even though this is the year that everything went online. I still have the Abnormal Psychology textbook in my room, and it is really important because it covers disorders, treatment, and diagnosing. I wish I had paid more attention. In hindsight, the other three courses I was not interested in at all, and it being online made it 10 times harder. And I know that the world shutting down was out of my control, but what I could control was my productivity and my work ethic. I think I came into the first year with such eagerness, and I got the best grades. I probably got all 4 years, but keeping that motivation throughout the 4 years is near impossible. So we're gonna have semesters where you don't do as well, but you really gotta go easy on yourself, which is always easier said than done. Winter 2021, still online. I took Intro to Human Resources, Beginner's Spanish, Cognitive Psychology, and Lifespan Development Psychology. Again, my two psychology courses, I was not motivated, not paying attention, and differentiating work from personal life was really hard with everything being online and in the same location. I do make up for it in the future, but now I kind of teach myself what I missed when I was in school, because you gotta give yourself grace and you can always learn again. But the best part of this semester was Intro to Human Resources. This is where I realized perhaps industrial and organizational psychology is for me. Moving into fall 2021, we have a hybrid year or semester where it's online and in person. I took Deviance and Society, Social Psychology, Brain and Behavior, Philosophy, Values and Ethics, and Geological History of Life. This is the first time I took 5 courses, so I was very burnt out. And this is the first semester where I surprised myself. I took something outside of my comfort zone philosophy, and it's the most I had to step out of my bubble, communicate with the professor, and a lot of personal growth happened for me. I find ethics so fascinating, and again, outside of school, I was working for different organizations, and a lot of themes of what's good, what's bad, how do we justify our behaviors came up in my experiences. And so I find that in university, you may just sign up for a course. It'll not only connect with you with the content that you're learning, but it'll actually suit wherever you are in the stage of life. Yeah, I have really great memories from philosophy, and I'm not someone who would ever tell you that I would ever have taken philosophy, but I did, and it was amazing. So definitely take risks. In winter 2022, I took psychology of language, Buddhism, research methods, personality, psych, and topics in death and dying. Again, 5 courses was way too much. I should have taken more spring semesters, but shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? The highlights for me would be Buddhism, research methods, and personality. I met the professor that I ended up doing research with in my personality class. Research methods was a much better experience than statistics, and I realized that I do actually like gathering the data and doing literature reviews. I just don't like the stats portion of it. The lowlights would be psychology of language and topics in death and dying. The first one because I wasn't really interested in how words are created but moving forward, I do get really interested in the development of language in infants and toddlers. Then I took a spring semester. In spring 2022, I did employee relations because I loved human resources so much. And this is the course in which I learned that if one person messes up at work, you don't change the policy for everyone, or you don't punish everyone. You talk to that individual alone. And then I noticed in all my work that I did that everybody would be to blame for someone's lacking in a certain area. And it's really fascinating the way that people interact. And then I took journalism, and Jefferson Humphreys, the anchor of CTV News, was our professor. And he was at the station, like at the news site, at the whatever it's called, while he was doing our courses. And he was also a huge advocate for critical thinking and speaking your thoughts and not being afraid to stand for what matters and acknowledge that everyone comes from very different backgrounds, and it was a very fascinating class as well. Fall 2022, I took another art history course. I'm not sure why, because I didn't really like the first one, but prehistory to Renaissance. It was really beautiful, but again, a lot of it went over my head, and I didn't see the value until I went to Italy, and then I was like, oh, I wish I knew the history behind this building, but it's okay. Topics in child development, which I loved, and it made up for me not really liking or paying attention to lifespan development. I also really liked this course because I had started working with children at this point, and learning about children while you're working with children is really helpful and eye-opening. I took sociology of families because I love sociology, and that was beautiful because we talked so much about the definition of family and that there isn't a single definition of family, and it was an active learning class. If you have that option in post-secondary to do an active learning class, I would highly recommend. The classroom is formatted in a way where you can all see each other. There's a lot of group discussion and projects instead of just PowerPoints and essays, and I found it really beneficial, and I made a lot of friends out of it as well. Then I took Intro to Counseling in this semester, and I fell in love. I knew that counseling was what I wanted to go into. I learned so much, and I am keeping all those textbooks. Again, textbooks are a little outdated, so definitely do your own research and keep up with the trends in your field. I also took Advanced Topics in Cognition. There were 3 people in this course, including myself, and philosophy took me out of my bubble, but this course popped the bubble and threw me in the deep end, and I was scared to go to class, but I didn't drop out, and I am so grateful that I stayed. And my last semester, winter 2023, I took Advanced Topics in Infancy and Toddlerhood, Sensation and Perception, Health Psychology, and Effective Communication. Effective Communication is the class that kind of comes after or overlaps with Intro to Counseling, and it actually gives you the opportunity to role play and do hands-on work, which I've been looking for all 4 years. Didn't get it until my last semester, but hey, I got it anyway. I ended my 4 years on a really high note. I missed my graduation because I was in Italy for a research conference, and that conference never would have happened if I didn't write a card to my professor of personality psych and told him how much I appreciated his teaching style, his personality, and asked him if he ever needed any help with research. I would be more than happy and honored to do it. A year later, he emails me and he asks me if I'm still interested. And because of that, I got to present in Europe and Sicily, of all places, and I'm incredibly grateful. So yeah, that's my university experience. It sounds pretty fun and rainbows, but I really struggled, and if you don't consider dropping out at least once in university, then are you even doing it right? You have to really learn how to manage everything, but it's worth it in the end. It was for me. I really don't think university is for everyone, but it worked out for me, and I am happy to be done, but I like learning, so I already kind of miss it. But good thing, because I have applied to grad school and got accepted and will be doing a master's of counseling. I'm staying in this city, but if you are curious about my application process and the interview, then I will definitely make a video of that as well. If not, I will just start my semester, and as I get more knowledge and experience, I'll make a video of it for future me, because I think this is fun. Join a club. Everyone says to join a club, and I never did, and I think that would have been a fun experience. I would utilize the university's resources a lot more, like the gym, and go to any and all events that I could, and I would give myself more grace. I can't believe I made it to the other side. I'm so excited to see what the future holds. I hope you liked this video, and let me know if you are graduated or you're entering university or where you are in life. I would love to start a discussion. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!